Big up Tiny in his book, innit?
The plug sat patiently in his black Bentley, sucked on his Cuban cigar and waited. He lowered the window an inch, allowing the smoke to escape. He was rocking a blue Tom Ford suit, white tee, white crepes. He removed the SIM card from the basher, snapped it in half, placed it in his mouth and swallowed it. The basher went out the window, hitting the ground like a tin can. He was in H-Town, parked on a council estate. His trusted booters, Ali, Kevin, JJ and Dave, were seated on R1 motorbikes on either side of the vehicle. Everyone was armed, all dressed identical. Black leathers, black boots, black gloves. They were all nervous. The plug was waiting for Fox. He knew the only way to get Fox off his back was to put Fox in a box. He had grown tired of giving Fox free money. 25k every week while he was away. Motherfucker was away for 15 months. Do the maths. Two black teenagers on push bikes rode past a Bentley. Both glanced in his direction. The plug grew suspicious and re-evaluated the block. He saw nothing unusual. He relaxed. His booters were ready. He felt fearless. The plug straightened up in his seat when he saw Fox's double R pull up. There were 2 white Range Rovers in convoy and 6 niggers on bikes. There were 3 assassins in the first range, 2 more in the second vehicle. All of them had ski masks on and wore black hooded Nike tracksuits. All climbed out and they were holding AK-47s with a folding stock. Fox's driver exited the vehicle and opened the door for the plug, but switched off the engine and climbed out of the Bentley. He was nervous. His bald head was sweating. "What you telling me, my guy?" the plug said as he sat down on the soft leather seats. Fox shrugged. "You invited me here, bro. You said it was important." "Dutch." Fox frowned. "What?" "He wants out of his contract." "Well, that ain't gonna happen," Fox replied with anger in his tone. "You're taking 30 to 40%, my guy. That's too much. A manager's entitled to 10, 15, bro." Before Fox could respond, his mobile phone rang. He clocked the caller ID and a smirk crossed his face. It was Dutchavelli. Fox rejected the call. "Stay out of my fucking business. Do I stick my nose in your shit?" "Dutch ain't gonna..." Fox cut the plug off mid-sentence. "This conversation is done, bloody." The plug shook his head and used the back of his hand to wipe the sweat from his brow. He took his time in replying. "You're squeezing the wrong people, my guy." Fox's eyes locked with the chauffeur in the mirror. He nodded. He'd received a message. "Are you coming back to the spot tonight?" It was Dutchavelli. Fox sent back a reply. "Nah. I'll see you tomorrow." The chauffeur opened the plug's door. He stepped out and kept it moving. A line had been crossed on both sides. Fox and his large convoy left to meet with the plug and drove out of the estate. The chauffeur was heading towards Dalston as he had previously been instructed, his eyes occasionally scanning his rearview mirror. The range behind was perfectly placed. The one in front made Fox feel like the president. The traffic was calm. "Yo, driver, change of plan. Take me to the crib," Fox instructed. They were all rolling at around 40 miles an hour. The chauffeur accelerated and moved into the fast lane. The Range Rovers held their positions. The Jag in front switched lanes. The chauffeur stepped on the gas and honked the horn. The Range ahead indicated left and cut across the dual carriageway. The chauffeur was already there, all three whips heading north and blew through the side roads. Fox punched in his code and dialed Tiny's number. "Hello, yo. Pick the location where we can meet and reason," Fox said. "Southside, nigger, when you're ready," Tiny replied. "Cool. I'll shout you later." Tiny ended the call. Once a double R was parked, Fox hopped out of the whip. Dutchavelli's rental was in the usual spot. The blinds in the apartment were closed. He could hear music as he climbed the stairs. The crib was a mess. Dutch was obviously entertaining. 2 wine glasses, 2 empty bottles, the lingering stench of flavours, KFC bargain buckets. Fox shook his head and headed towards the bedroom. As soon as he opened the door, the smell of sex hit him like a truck. Dutch had his back to the door. He was dancing, naked. A young black female was sprawled across the bed, her bald vagina in open view as she puffed on a spliff. Fox was shocked, disgusted. The female was definitely underage. "Yo, what the fuck's going on?" Dutch jumped at the sound of Fox's voice, and his two-step faded as he spun around and covered his dick with his hand. The kid on the bed covered herself with a white sheet. Fox produced his Glock 17, cocked it, and kicked over the sound system, officially ending the party. "How old is she, you fucking little nonce?" "She's 16, Dutch replied as he snatched his towel off the floor and wrapped it around his waist. Fox switched to the chick. "How old are you?" "I'm 13. Dutch knows I'm 13. What's the problem? Why are you so worried? I don't even fucking know you." Fox shook his head, thought about his own daughter, and tears welled up in his eyes. "Get dressed. I'm taking you home," Fox said as he walked from the room. Dutch closed the door behind him. Fox instantly turned around and kicked the door off its hinges, pointing his mash directly at Dutch. "Leave the door open. You're like fucking R. Kelly, you cunt." "What are you talking about?" "Leave the fucking door open."